Good morning. It's SmallBizDavid here, and we are going to conclude the first module, the first of our 9 modules about starting a business. We've had a great response to our first module, which has been to do or not to do should you start a business. And my passion is that as many new businesses that can get started need to get started right now. Our economy has never been in a situation like I've seen in the last 40 years, where there definitely is not enough new jobs being created, and new businesses create new jobs. Job number 1 is that of the entrepreneur who starts the business. In me starting David's Barter Community, I have a job that I need to do every day. It's a fun job. After all these years, it ought to be a fun job. If it's not fun, I'm going to make it fun. Every day I create new content and new information for our community to first tell the world about our community via the YouTubes that I do every day. Then I need to tell Google a second time that I'm doing what I'm doing. So I post on Google Plus, and then I take whatever content I've created and I download it into the community. And so that's a job. I have to do that every day, and it's about, depending upon how much content, 2 hours a day to do all the things, do the content, create the content, to do it, and get it into wherever it needs to go. I want to also, it reminds me of an analogy that I often hear. You may have heard the expression, you may not have heard the expression. I'm going to talk a little bit about it more on Sunday when I do our Stickham broadcast at stickham.com. If you are watching on YouTube and aren't watching it live. But on Sunday, we're going to take a look at 2 of my mentors, gentlemen who have their writings, they're meeting them, and I've met both of them, meeting them with their writings, listening to their audios, whatever it might be. 2 individuals who have truly impacted my thinking and my actions, my activity, are a gentleman by the name of Michael Gerber. And there's a picture of Michael in his white suit, his famous white suit and white hat. Every time I've seen him, he's been wearing it. Does change his tie, but he wears his white suit and white hat all the time. And Brian Tracy. I co-authored a book with Brian Tracy 2 years ago, and a year ago that book was recognized as a bestseller, and the National Academy of Best-Selling Authors awarded me with a Quilly Award. Actually, I'm going back to Hollywood in September. Last weekend in September for another Quilly Awards ceremony, where I'm not personally getting a Quilly Award this year. I am going to be meeting friends from last year, co-authors of mine, in the book that we did, Counterattack, Business Strategies for Explosive Growth in the New Economy. There were 32 authors, entrepreneurs, business owners like myself, who contributed a chapter of the book. So I'm going to share that information with you on Sunday. But Michael Gerber, 25 years ago this year, because this is his 25th anniversary celebration edition of the E-Myth, why most businesses don't work and what to do about it. Michael says that the greatest mistake that people make when starting a business is that they may have a great idea. It is very difficult for them and challenging for them to take that idea, articulate that idea, and market it. They may have a great idea, but to build a business around that idea becomes very challenging. And he said the mistake that entrepreneurs make is that too much time is being spent working in the business and not enough time working on the business. He was the first one to coin that phrase, and I've heard literally hundreds of people use that. Never always giving credit to Michael. I'm giving him credit. And that didn't mean a whole lot to me until about 4 years ago. Just after I started writing my book, my first book, How Do You Answer These 749 Questions About Your Small Business? So there must be 1 million copies of it around here. And by the way, you can download a complimentary PDF of the book, and I highly recommend that you do by going to, if you haven't already, go to davidsbarter.com. This is what the page looks like, as you will see. And go to the red box and fill in those 4 fields of information on the red box, in the red box. Create a username for yourself in the community. I highly suggest the name that you create is one that somehow identifies you through your brand, what it is that you do, something that's key, something easy to remember. Needless to say, my username is SmallBizDavid. And by the way, when you join the community, the way that we communicate with each other in the community is not through email, not necessarily through a phone call, although it could be. That's not the major means of communication. The only thing that we support in the community is a messaging system. You can't use that messaging system, obviously, until you've registered and create a community marketing profile for yourself. In creating that community marketing profile, also complimentary, there are only 6 fields of information in it. None of it's personal information. I don't need to know personal information, and I don't want the liability of hosting that personal information on our servers. Should there ever be a breach of that personal information, I would be held liable, or the community would be held liable, and it's not a risk that I really want to take. So the information that you enter in your community marketing profile is marketing information, using keywords that describes what it is that you do. Where do you find those keywords? Well, you'll find 1,000 of them in the book. If you go to the index of the book, it's called a keyword index. Those are words that are used in the questions that I created, the 749 questions. The book is important because not only does it give you the keywords and helps you to understand how to describe yourself in terms of what you do so that other members of the community can use our search engine. Every page in the community has a local search engine where you type in the keywords, and then that will take you to any page, any landing page in the community that uses those keywords. Very, very simple. So not only does the book give you an opportunity to understand what good keywords are, small business keywords, but also it was designed to be a workbook so that you can ask yourself the question and understand if it's important to you and what you're doing in your business. Not all questions will be. Many of them will be. Obviously, all 749 questions have been important to me. I've asked every single one of those questions, not only of myself, but of other individuals, other small business owners over the years, at least, well, for sure, multiple times. Now, obviously, the book, those keywords represent my thinking, my thoughts 4 years ago. But since that time, I have really gotten into the Stickam broadcast. I started broadcasting on Stickam after I wrote the book. I wrote the book in August of 2008 and started Stickam in November, Thanksgiving weekend of 2008. So much has happened since then. We have over 1,000 hours of Stickam broadcasts about small business ideas, small business stories, personal experiences that I've had. And I don't know if you can still find it. At one time they were at oursmallbusinesstv.com, all 1,000 hours. I don't know if that site still exists because we have davidsbartertv.com. I think they're still out there. But anyway, at any rate, that led on to the greatest criticism I've got about the book, the only criticism I got about the book, was that I did not provide answers to the questions. And that was never my intent, to provide my answers to the questions. My intent was to provide the questions so that you could provide your answers to the questions. And if you had any questions about the question, you could ask me and I could guide you down and help you understand the meaning of the question and in what direction you should be going with your small business based upon what it is that you want it to do. I then found that the internet via Stickam.com, via YouTube.com/SmallBizDavid, that I was creating new, up-to-date, relevant small business keywords every day. Every time I deal with a topic, there are keywords, and I use those keywords, and you can find out, there's a list of those keywords. Once you get into the community, every time I download a video with new keywords in it, you can find those words right here. And also, when you find a question that's important, you think a friend of yours might need to get some more information, you can share it with them on Facebook, you can tweet it to them, you can do a Google +1 on it, or a Google Plus on it, LinkedIn. We make it very easy for you to share that information. That's not unique. Any relevant website does that. But keywords are important. It's how we get the information that we need. You are used to using keywords when you do your Google searches, as millions of you do every day. The better use of those keywords, the better information and the research results that you get. And please, take some time and search, do a Google search on David's Barter, do a Google search on SmallBizDavid in parentheses, I'm sorry, in quotation marks, and you will, that's another way to find all of the YouTubes that I have done and all the other blogging that I've done, and anything that I've done, we've been able to get into our Google search results. I sincerely thank Google for that. Of course, we had to have an understanding of our social marketing, social network technology concept, what it was all about. Obviously, we do understand it based upon the search results that we get. That's the place to start. Register, create a complementary community marketing profile for yourself, and bringing us current to today. In my commitment to the Startup America Partnership, a commitment that I made almost 2 years ago, to do whatever I could and the community could to start up America, because our country, it got started, but it needs to go a lot further. We need to create more jobs. And I quickly came to the conclusion that we need to start businesses, because that's job number one. Instead of looking for a job, why don't you create one for yourself, if that happens to be your situation? I just read today that the quality of new jobs that are being created in this country right now are of a lower level than they've ever been. So if you're concerned about your job, your future, taking control of your future, creating for yourself the lifestyle that you want to create, you've got control, not somebody else. Start a business. And our landing pages are very optimized, very Googleized landing pages. Make it very simple and very cost-effective for you to get a business started. Who knows where it will go? It might go to 10,000 employees or 10 employees, whatever. It's getting started. And there's no better place to start than davidsbarter.com. I'm going to end this YouTube